Okay, wrestling fans, big news of the day, or recent days. Chris Jericho may be going, or is likely, or is planning to go to Impact Wrestling. Of course, with this type of thing, we always know it actually happened once we see it. And my thoughts, first of all, Chris Jericho has stated several times that he never wanted to wrestle for anyone else but Vince McMahon. And then it became Vince McMahon stateside. And now it's, well, I'll do a couple of New Japan shows, and then I'll come back, for the greatest Royal Rumble payoff in Saudi Arabia. Then I'll come back for Raw 25, and then I'll see if they need me, and apparently they don't. And now he's going to Impact. How do I feel about it? Giving Jericho a little bit of leeway, or a little bit of clearance, or a little bit of a mulligan for going back on his word. Obviously, we know that wrestlers go where there's money. That's fine. And it's a tough business. We all know it. It's a very tough business. And Jericho has earned his stripes. He's never stuck his thumb in a man's ass in the ring. He's never sold Joey Ryan's dickplex. So we'll allow him to do this. We'll allow him to go to Impact. I think overall it's a good thing. I think Jericho, his motivation might be, and it probably is on some subconscious level, how could it not? He feels that, and he's compared himself to George Harrison of the Beatles, always stating that, the Stone Cold and The Rock and Mick Foley, and I don't know if he put Triple H in this category or not, or The Undertaker. Who knows who he thought the Beatles of the Raw Attitude Era or the Attitude Era were, but he always thought of himself as kind of the George Harrison, meaning that he was the fourth guy who was maybe getting the Dixie cups or the fucking Slurpee cups, but not as many. I'm gonna drink a little water. And unlike Triple H, I don't waste water spitting it out. I guess without all that Saudi Arabian money, Triple H can afford to waste water. But as far as Jericho goes, I think it's just a thing where he knows that he's not going to get that main event, Triple H versus Jericho, last man standing rematch 20 years later in Saudi Arabia, or he's taking a chance that he wouldn't get that. And he feels like he wants to do his own thing, and he wants to make his legacy amongst the Undertakers and the Shawn Michaels and Foleys. And his niche is the older indie guy. And I say that Jericho, we know that he did the Stampede Wrestling. He did, was it the Thrill Seekers with Lance Storm, and he did Smoky Mountain and ECW and WCW before becoming the WWF. So he kind of has that in Japan and Mexico. So in my opinion, this is kind of full circle. This is Jericho coming back to his roots, which is an independent contractor. All these wrestlers are really independent contractors. They just don't, it's independent contractors when it's good for WWE, and when it's not, they're under contract. So it's obviously all the decks are favored for WWE. If there was a smart promotion out there, they'd offer their talent some type of union or some type of double-sided contract, make it fair for people. Now, a double-sided contract, I think I just made that up, but what I really meant to say is like an equitable contract where there's some insurance, some coverage. If you have some idiot like Sami Callihan whacking your eyeball with a baseball bat, then you might want some insurance, or you want some job security. So in any fucking event, I've been taping, DVD-Ring, no one has tapes anymore, Impact Wrestling for a while. And sometimes I put it on, and sometimes there's someone good to watch. But what I've had an issue with, maybe the last 5 or 6 years of Impact Wrestling before that TNA, is that every time they get somebody, they bend over fucking backwards to accommodate, say an Alberto Del Rio, or even my friend Mike Kanellis, who I play brothers with in the film The Manor, which is distributed through Lionsgate, by the way. Or Cody Rhodes, or Cody, whatever the fuck his name is. They bend over backwards for somebody who they feel is going to suddenly and magically turn things around. And then the next thing you know, that fucking guy is gone. And that's happened a couple of times. So it's kind of, especially with Alberto Del Rio, wherever the fuck he calls his name, Alberto Del Patron. So my point is this. This is really a test for Impact. I'm all coughed up today. Just went to the gym, working on my own goddamn self. Not worried about these fucking wrestlers. So the point of the matter is this, folks. Chris Jericho, I say good luck. I say he's, what is he, 46, 47? He's got a couple good years left in him. And, I mean, his work with Kenny Omega, give him credit for that. I mean, he certainly put on a better show than a plastic doll with Kenny. But Jericho has earned his stripes. You can make a case for him for being the Wrestler of the Year, 2018. The spirit of Jericho. I salute the motherfucker. I mean, credit to where it's due. Fair play, as our UK friends would say. And I give credit to Chris Jericho. I think he's going to have a good run in fucking Impact or Anthem, whatever the fuck it's called. And I have no